Hello, Peter. This is my reflection on my group meeting at the University of Twente, which we went on Thursday, May 17th. Um, no, on Wednesday? Hang on. I'm pretty sure it was Thursday. Thursday, May 17th. Um, and I spoke about it a little bit in my reflection for that day. Uh, but I'll speak in a little bit more detail um, about a couple of things that stood out to me and a couple of things that I learned. So, a couple of things that stood out to me, like, I guess as compared to what I expected, um, was how driven the students were, which is, it's a technical university and I expected them to be pretty top notch, but they were more than top notch. They were like people who were always at the top of their classes and had decided to go into academia and technology because they want to. And you could tell like that they were self-driven because they wanted to. And I feel like at UP there isn't as much of that because there's more external expectation of you're doing this because you should, not because you want to. Like, you're doing this because it's expected of you, not because you've been given the freedom to do what you want to do and this is what you're choosing to do. I think among e-scholars it's more similar, but similar to the students at Twente, but that's something that really stood out to me as just an impression I got from the student body culture. And I think it has to do with the education system in the Netherlands as well as you study what you're good at and what you care about, and it's okay to be on whatever level that you're on. You don't have to be an academic to be successful in your career. Whereas I think that in the US, it's kind of like if you get anything less, I don't know, just I guess what I have perceived is that if you get anything less than a doctorate, you're underachieving. And I think that also ties into the like, you have to work yourself to death mentality that the US is known for and sort of notoriously known for. Like, I've learned traveling these past couple weeks that Americans are kind of shown as the example of what not to do culturally with the work-life balance, because Americans are miserable. I had someone ask me if I'm anxious, like if I have anxiety, and I said yes. And they said, I heard that about Americans. I heard that all Americans are anxious. And it just kind of struck me as a cultural difference that we don't really acknowledge in the US because we're in the middle of it. So I learned that from Twente, I think, more than anywhere else, just talking to the students and what they cared about and why they wanted to do what they wanted to do. And the other thing that I thought was really cool about Twente was the the government support. Like the Ministry of Education came by, and the German Prime Minister or whoever president maybe was visiting, and they were a very incorporated part of um, the public institution community. Whereas I feel like if any government official came to you, well, I guess we are a private university, but I just get the impression that um, public officials are much less concerned with um, what colleges are doing, what universities are doing in terms of research and development than they could or should be. Because universities can be such a hub for innovation, cultural and technological, um, and they should be more supported in this, as they are in the Netherlands and in Europe in general. I get the impression there's more support from the government for university-sponsored research. And I guess I talked about Tom in my reflection briefly, but meeting Tom, who is the friend of the girl who was guiding us around, who is doing, like, specifically dedicating his life to vertical farming, just like me. And I don't know, we met up and we were like, okay, how much do you know? How much do I need to catch you up on? How much do I tell you about what I'm doing specifically? Like, what level are you on? We seem to be on the same level, or at least similar levels. And of like knowledge about vertical farming and where we wanted to go with it and what we knew about it and how we knew who was doing what and where we want to fit in, which is a lot of I'm sorry if that's hard to keep track of, and very general, but I really valued getting to meet him because it was a confirmation that there are other people, really intelligent people, who think that this is worth doing and worth dedicating a lot of time and energy to, because it can make such a huge difference in the way that the world operates. So that was refreshing and exciting. And I guess that will be my reflection for that group trip.